This week, I built an outdoor movie theater screen.
But before that, it's time for a make or break. Hey guys, welcome back to Make or Break, where we share our favorite maker videos of the week and then challenge ourselves to build a project of our very own. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Rob, and after making that awesome hammock stand last week, I was inspired to add even more reasons to be outside and ended up making an outdoor movie theater screen. Here's how I did it. While enjoying the hammock stand that we made last week, I developed a new appreciation for the outdoors. While I was laying out in the peace and quiet, I thought, you know what nature needs? Star Wars. So I jumped into SketchUp to design an outdoor movie theater screen, and this is what I came up with. I wanted something that would be modular so I could easily take it down, and decided to use our rather sturdy railing as a support system. After I worked out my cut list, I headed down to the shop. I was able to design it with only a handful of 2x4s and 2x6s. The lateral beams are 2x6s, while the two towers are actually C-channel posts I made with a 2x6 and two 2x4s for the sides. I then notched them out with my jigsaw so they would fit flush with the railing. Now the lateral beams I wanted to be strong, but also wanted to be able to easily take it apart, so I decided to cut a bevel into each end and use a simple French cleat for them to slot into. Cutting the beveled edge into the tower was easy using the miter saw, but the beams needed to be cut with a circular saw. I got nervous cutting with the circ saw at 45 degrees, but I don't know why. The job turned out to be a piece of cake. I cut as far as I could and then finished it off with a handsaw. After some sanding, they were exactly what I had envisioned. Besides being functional, I really like how it looks when it's assembled. Alright, then I put together the C-channel towers using pocket screws. Finally, I cut out a few 20-inch long feet and notched out the ends so they would tuck under the lower part of the railing. For the screen, we ordered a 120-inch outdoor screen from Amazon for only $30. I decided to take some 1x4s and make a frame that we could wrap the screen around. I held it together with pocket screws as well. I was going to staple the material to it, but realized we could just run a rope through the eyelets and pull it tight. That way I can reuse the screen if I change my mind about how to mount it later. You can see the rope through the screen in the daylight, but as soon as we put an image on it, the rope disappears. And here it is! The posts notch into the railing and feel really solid. For extra stability, we'll be tying or strapping the post to the railings when we use it, but it's pretty sturdy on its own. Now, due to the weather, we haven't had our first movie night just yet, but I can tell you right now, the whole family is anxiously waiting opening night. So, yeah, the family loves it.
And it looks incredible.
Thank you so much. I still need to paint it all white, which of course is going to seal it as well from weather, and it will match the railing and all that great fun stuff, but it's been raining here for 3 days straight, so I haven't been able to do that yet. Once I do, I'll be sure to post a photo of it to Instagram.
Okay, so before we get to our favorite videos, it is time to meet a maker. And this time it's Spenser from Root and Ore.
Hey Rob, thanks for having me. I'm super excited to be here and really looking forward to talking to you guys today. My name is Spenser Stevens. I run Root and Ore Creations. I am also known as Leadbeard because I like to store my pencil in my beard while I work in the shop. But I mostly do woodworking, build furniture, cutting boards, home decor items, stuff like that. But I like to dabble in all sorts of materials, so you can find me working with all kinds of stuff at any given time. I started woodworking seriously a few years ago and built a few things for our house, and that just lit the fire. And I ran with it from there and started building all sorts of stuff, and now I can't stop. So that is where I got my start. The tool that's the unsung hero in my shop is probably the drill press, and that's probably not a popular answer, but when you need a lot of holes drilled consistently and a perfect 90-degree angle, the drill press just comes in so handy, and to be able to have repeatable holes is I think, an underrated thing in the shop. My all-time favorite project is a tough one. I've got two. One was the bar wall that I built in our dining room, and I made it all out of barn wood and shelving and backlit the shelves, so it had this really cool uplit effect. But I think the one that I am most proud of is a hall tree that I built for some friends 2 years ago. This was one of those projects where they asked me if I could do it, and I just went ahead and said yes because I wanted to build it, but I had no idea what I was doing. It took me a lot longer than I thought it would to build it, but the end result was something that I was super proud of. My friends absolutely loved it. It's one of their favorite pieces of furniture they have in their house. And I think that project was one that really kind of like put me over the edge in terms of realizing that I can get outside of my comfort zone and solve the problems and succeed and make it happen and come out the end with a product that I was really happy with. One of my favorite makers to follow on Instagram is my friend Christy at Oak Hill Millworks. She is a fantastic person. She and I have developed a good friendship. She is just super genuine, super nice, always willing to help. But she's also a really good maker. She is a woodworker like me, so we have that in common. She also has a laser that she uses to engrave cups and cut out signs, and she's starting to work with leather and all kinds of stuff. So she's doing a lot of really cool things, and in the last year since she started her business, she's really just done really amazing things. So I would say Christy at Oak Hill Millworks is my person to follow. What am I working on now? That is an interesting question. So right before the world went crazy, we sold our house. So I had to pack up my shop, put it in storage, and where we are currently living does not have space for a shop. So technically I'm not working on anything. But when I was packing my shop up, I put aside a small box of projects that were in process that I could grab if I had some time. And that included some of these bottle openers that I started making last Christmas for gifts. So I've been working on a few of those here and there. But bigger than that, I've decided to use some of this extra time that we have to learn a new skill. So I ordered some leather tools and a piece of leather, and I'm gonna teach myself how to make some basic leather things and do a little leather working. The ultimate goal would be to incorporate leather into projects down the road, whether it be furniture or home decor. But I always like learning new things and new skills, and this is a perfect time to do that. Not to mention, leather's a lot cleaner, a lot less messy, and a lot less noisier than woodworking. So I'm excited to learn that. Come see me on Instagram. That's where I will be showcasing what I'm doing with that. And as I learn, so you'll see all the good and the bad and how I figure everything out. But I'm on Instagram at RootNor. And Rob and Sarah, thanks so much for having me today. It's been a lot of fun talking to you guys. Really appreciate what you're doing with the Make or Break segment. It's fantastic for the community, and we all really appreciate it. So thanks, guys. Hope you stay well, and I'll see you later.
Thanks so much, Spencer. We really appreciate it. If you're not already following him, be sure to go do that now.
After our favorite videos.
Right. Okay, so first, moving on to our favorite videos, our first one comes from Eric Sorensen. Now, Eric already has a custom router table, but this week he shows us how to make a mini version for compact routers. Now, I'm super pumped about this because my only router is the really small Milwaukee M18 version, so I plan to give this one a shot.
Next, we stop over at Matt Cremona's shop, where he made a router bit cabinet that is way too nice to put actual router bits inside. Besides the through miter dovetails, the back of this thing is a custom panel made with natural slab and epoxy. Way too nice.
Last week, we built a hammock stand based on the design from the Wood Brew duo, who this week just happened to have gotten engaged. To properly pop the question, Dylan spent months secretly learning to make an engagement ring just so he could surprise Molly at the top of a mountain. And fortunately, he made a video giving us every single step along the way. I'm not crying, you're crying.
So I didn't bring any extra makeup, so I'm not paying attention to you or that video.
You're just so beautiful.
Nope, I can't. Let's focus on something hilarious like this giant lawn chair. Old Town Fabrications and Design shared this awesome build video for a lawn chair that looks to be about 8 feet tall. I don't know why, but yep, I need this.
You do need an 8-foot chair, right?
Yes.
I get that. All right, gang, that's all we've got. If you saw a maker video this week that you think should have been mentioned, do us a favor and link it in the comments below.
If you link it, I promise you Rob will watch it.
Yeah, because I care that much.
Thanks to Heart for sponsoring this episode and reminding us all that we can build anything we can imagine if we do it with heart.
We have a ton of fun content coming up this week, including a chance to win something you're really gonna wanna win.
So be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing.
All right, break's over.
Let's go make something.